Hello everyone, welcome to the end of our Q&A, aka Q&A part 2.
Finally.
Here we go.
Okay, what snacks do we feed the babies? So it's evolved a little bit. They love puffs. Puffs are probably their favorite. Crackers, Ritz and Graham. Cheerios.
Veggie sticks.
Veggie sticks. They're huge fans of veggie sticks. We give them fruits and veggies and stuff, but we do that usually with dinner. Or lunch or breakfast or whatever.
These are kind of like the in-betweens, or if we're on a walk or in their playroom or something and we want to give them a quick snack, those are like the dry ones that we go to, because if we try and give them fruit at that point, it's just going to be a disaster. So,
oh, they also like Nutri-Grain bars. They also like Nutri-Grain bars, but those are really messy too, so we have to like almost give them to them because...
Oh, muffins.
Oh yes, muffins.
The little bites.
The little bites. Kylie's made them some homemade muffins too. They love muffins. What's funny is they're like carb kids. They love bread, anything salty or...
Go figure.
Yeah. What's our nighttime routine with the babies?
We used to do baths every night. We kicked that to the curb.
It's real hard.
So depending on whether we have baths or not, really it kind of looks the same. We feed them dinner, and then from there we try and feed them dinner as close to bedtime as possible. Kind of. We give them at least an hour to digest, but we'll give them dinner and then we'll let them kind of play or roam. They're doing a lot better, knock on wood, right now. I don't have wood.
The wall's wood.
No, that's
behind it. We'll pretend it's wood.
They've been doing a lot better at just hanging out in the evenings. That used to be like our witching hour where they like all hell broke loose. But now they actually enjoy playing and roaming around, and we've kind of let them, we've baby-proofed all of downstairs. So we close our bedroom door, we close the laundry room, and then we just let them be. And they love that. So they actually just play until we have to put them in their PJs or give them a bath. And then we take them upstairs, put them in their bed, we give them an 8-ounce bottle, and they go to sleep on a good day. Sometimes they fuss and fuss until we give them more milk.
How are the babies adjusting to the new house? It's been 5-6 months now. They love it. They know how to climb stairs already. We don't let them. But
we have to put a gate on the bottom.
We had to put a gate on the bottom. They love it. Honestly, I think, I don't know that they know a difference, honestly, but they're fine.
At first we thought Alex might have had a hard time adjusting, but I think it was just like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Does Kylie or anyone else get grief, or do any of our family members or friends disagree with our life being so public?
No. Honestly, I don't think anybody has any idea.
What's funny is I don't know that our family and even some of our friends watch our stuff.
They do, but I have a cousin, and
yeah, but I'm thinking like close family. Like I know my parents don't watch. I know your parents don't watch. Like they tell people about it, but
no. Honestly, the only time that they actually were excited for us was when told them that we were walking downtown and somebody noticed us and waved out of their car, and we were telling them that story, and I think they were like,
oh, this is a big deal.
Yeah, but honestly, like nobody in our family really has any idea.
No. Our friends will watch. What's funny is I think they binge watch. They're not like a we'll sit and watch your YouTube videos the second that they come out, but every once in a while we'll get text messages like, oh my God, I just watched all your videos, and they'll mention something. Or
I lied. We have a little cousin in California who he's in the know. Like, he watches YouTube pretty often. So when he had seen the amount of subscribers that we had, he was like, what? That's so cool. Like, he was really excited for us, and he made some silly comments, but
yeah, that's it really. Yep. Are we gonna get Mr. a doggy door? We'd love to. We actually had one at our old house. Unfortunately, with the backyard that we have and the fence that we have, Mr. can get out. He actually got out last week, I think it was. We were outside, luckily, so we saw him, so we grabbed him and basically lifted him back over the fence. There's that, and because of the type of fence and the fact that we live on a wash and there's a lot of wildlife out here, we
shouldn't be out there unattended.
Yes,
basically.
we risk like something coming in the yard, and we should be watching him, or at least opening the door so that we can see what's out there without him being by himself. Because the other part is that something could technically come in the house if we kind of allowed that to happen. And
honestly, we don't need one. Mr. is such a smart dog that if he needs to go outside, even if it's in the middle of the night, he'll
tell us.
Cry.
Yeah, I think the only time that it gets tough is
when we're not home.
This doesn't happen now because we're always home, but is when we're not home, like leaving him inside for a long period of time, but that doesn't happen all that often. So what's our favorite thing to do as a family?
JoJo's awake from her nap.
Friday night dance parties.
Friday night dance parties right now, that's our favorite thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna be really honest with you and judge us all you want. But Friday night dance parties involve adult beverages for adults. Because we've had a long week, God knows how much we've slept, and that is a nice way to end the week. And so anyone that knows, I'm gonna give you even more detail. Anyone that knows Candice knows that she is a shots kind of girl. She's not a sip and hang out kind of girl. She doesn't like wine, she doesn't like beer, she doesn't like to sip on anything. So we take a couple shots on Fridays, and then we grab our babies. Obviously we don't get like super drunk.
We are still capable of taking care of our children.
Good parents, we know our limit. So we grab the babies, Kylie grabs a baby, and we just have a living room / dining room dance party. We'll have to vlog that someday.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm gonna go check on the kids. Hey, you left me? I was holding you.
Oh, you got a toad of the face.
Come on, Wa. Good job.
Oh.
So slow. Hi, dude. Hi, Mama. Did you have a good nap? Look at. Say hi, Jojo. Did you have a good nap? How about you? Hi, dude. How about you? He's so silly. How about you? Oh, geez. Bob. You guys have a good nap? You guys hungry already? No, huh? Not yet. Hi, Alex.
No.
Don't do that. You scare me every time.
Get your foot out of the way, Mom.
Hi, no, Alex.
Don't.
Now what? Move.
Get your foot off, Mom.
Move, Mom.
You guys want to get down and play?
Look at
sister's foot.
Look at all the toys are right there, guys. We moved them over.
You want to go play, dude?
Stop it. Yeah, stop it. Ooh. Okay, action.
It's a different day.
What is the hardest part about raising triplets and a teenager? I think for me, the hardest part is making sure that everybody gets the time that they deserve.
And not abusing of Kylie.
Yes.
Because she's older.
Yeah.
And by that I mean like
beating her butt.
No, like helping us with the babies. There has to be that line where we're not constantly using her for something like, can you take this one upstairs? Yeah, can you help us grab this? Can you get that? Can you, because then at that point she may as well be another parent.
Yeah, so one of the things that we've agreed on is that Kylie is not a built-in babysitter. Our family actually jokes about that all the time, and people that, you know, know that we have a teenager and babies, they're like, oh, you have a built-in babysitter. And it's funny because for the longest time it actually irritated us because we're like, no, like she's at the time she's 15, like that's not her job.
We didn't want her to feel that way.
Yep. And so we made it very clear to her from the beginning that you help only if you want to. If we ask you to do something and you don't want to do it with the babies, like that's okay. You can say like, no, I don't want to do it. But I think she is so helpful, so it's hard for us to kind of turn that off. And so we want her to be a kid and we want her to be 16 and, you know, hang out with her friends or do whatever when, you know, coronavirus isn't a thing. So I think that's also difficult. But luckily she's a great kid in the sense that she loves to help with the kids, and you know, she'll go hang out in the playroom for a little bit with them if they're fussy, or you know, she just wants to see them or whatever. So we got really lucky that she's a good kid. But that's something that's definitely on the forefront of our mind. I will say that she actually uses part of that as an excuse so she doesn't have to clean. So we've had to deal with that. You hear me, Kylie? What is life like with triplets?
It's funny is I was moving the high chairs a little bit ago, and I told Candice, it's so weird that moving 3 high chairs is our normal. I can't imagine only moving one or only cleaning one. I can't imagine what life would be like with just one. And the question probably comes at a really good time because I stayed home with one baby today, and it was Alex, and she was so clingy and so like I couldn't get anything done. And right now with all 3, it's kind of nice and something that
there it goes. They're in their playroom playing.
they do such a good job at playing with each other, and now that they notice each other, they could entertain themselves as long as they're fed and not tired. They can go for like 2 hours at a time.
Sometimes up to 2 hours, yeah.
Which is kind of nice because then we can get other things done, or we can watch them, which is a lot of fun. So at first it was stressful, overwhelming, and kind of too much sometimes.
I think it's still that way sometimes, depending on what they're going through or what's going on with them.
Yeah, yes,
but
I agree.
It's much less, it's a very different type of stressful and overwhelming kind of feeling.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe now I just see it as like, maybe I'm just used to it. I think I just now know what to do if one is crying. And at first it's a lot of unknowns, and here I think now, especially because they're more aware and they know what's going on, if somebody is on the floor crying, you can yell their name and they look up and look right at you, and they kind of stop and like, what's wrong? Or you hold them and they actually stop. And
life is,
and if we could use one word to describe our life with triplets,
chaotic. But it's a good chaotic. I don't know what the word for good chaotic is.
Good chaotic.
Okay. But it's I don't know that there's just one word, because it's fun, it's chaotic, it's rewarding, it's
unexpected,
crazy, nothing is easy, everything's like it's funny.
But along with 3 of all the bad, you get 3 of all the good.
So one question says, are we aware of valley fever and do we take precautions? Valley fever is a thing. My tata actually had it years ago. We don't take precautions. Honestly, it's something that you hear about every once in a while, but it's not a thing that's like crazy.
There's so many things that we've learned, like SIDS for the longest time was like our worst nightmare. Any parent's worst nightmare. And then there was RSV, which is a respiratory virus, and then now with COVID-19, and then there's Kawasaki, and there's like all these things that people warn you about, and like kids are more susceptible to, and all of that. But
because we live in Arizona, valley fever is a thing.
It's one of those things that like we try not to think about it. It creeps up on us every once in a while, but if we sat here and worried about every little thing, we would never get any peace.
So the answer is no, we don't take any precautions. I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you what the symptoms of valley fever are, how to get it. I have no idea. Have we tried teething biscuits? Yes.
They're a mess.
They're so messy, but they love them.
They do. we had to pick and choose when to give those to them because they really do get super messy, especially Grayson.
Who is the most chill baby? I don't think we have one of those.
I still say Grayson.
Yes, I agree with you.
Most days.
Most days. Who's the easiest baby? I think Jordan's the easiest. Most days.
I think so too.
So during the day, I think Jordan's the easiest. At night, Grayson's the easiest.
Alex, never.
She's never easy. Can we describe their personalities?
All right, let's use 3 words for each baby.
Okay, you do, Alex.
Needy, and by that I mean clingy. That doesn't count as 2 different words. That's 1. And then fun.
Real fun.
And
I think she's also super smart.
I think so.
So needy, fun, super smart. Alex has been the first, for the most part, to do almost everything milestone-wise. Jordan actually passed her with walking, but that's because Jordan doesn't care. She's like a little daredevil.
Carefree.
And Alex is super cautious and scared, and so she's like, I don't want to let go. And Jordan's like, I'm gonna let go. Falls on her face, doesn't care. So Jordan, I would say brave. She's nuts. Girl is crazy. Yes. And sleepless. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to add another one.
What?
She's cuddly.
Oh, super cuddly.
She's like the cuddle bear. We'll cuddle you, and we'll cuddle bears, and we'll cuddle Mister. Like, she's just so,
yeah. So Jordan is super, like, she gets really excited really fast, and she gets so excited she hits you like not thinking,
with her really sophisticated hands.
Her hands are always very straight. But she's super fun, and what's funny is she is probably the most outgoing, I would say. Like, she will smile at people, she'll talk all the time, and then she just doesn't like to sleep all the time.
She sees us on FaceTime with anybody, and she like
runs to the phone
because she wants to say hi, and she wants to
smile and scrunch her nose. Grayson, I would say sweet. So sweet. He's such a sweet boy. Hilarious. And then sometimes he's really crabby.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I would summarize him in words. Honestly, he's the boy. Like, he can't be more of a boy than he is.
He's super destructive. If he's crawling and something's in his way, he literally will just
throw it.
Pick it up and throw it. He picks up toys and just tosses them.
His version of sweet is like...
That's not true. He likes to go like this.
Rarely.
No, he's super sweet. He's such a sweet boy.
Just right now, he's
no, he's super sweet, but he's definitely a boy. He's very, like, the girls will smack him. He doesn't care. He's 100% a boy, but he's also really funny. He's kind of grown into his own little personality. He likes to fake laugh, he fake coughs, to get your attention. He screams,
he yells in his bed.
I'm pretty sure his first word is hey.
Yeah.
Go to TikTok, you could see that video. But he's super sweet. He's a super sweet boy. How can we get anything done with the babies?
2 months ago, nothing. Now they do a good job at playing in their playroom.
Yep.
And even when they're not in their playroom and they're down here, they love to explore and just get into things. And
they're allowed to.
Yeah, we've baby proofed, so we know what they're getting into for the most part. But that has been like the best thing, is that they're able to just kind of roam and do their thing. We watch them, but we can wash dishes as we're like watching them do their thing. Or like the other day I was working on the couch and I was able to dig myself in the corner of the couch, and the kids are like walking on the couch or like by the couch, and they're like trying to play with me, but they can't necessarily reach me, so they move on. And so I was able to work just kind of hanging out here, and but they're more independent now, so it makes things a little bit easier.
Yes.
And they entertain each other.
Next question. Who asked who to marry the other, and how?
Technically, she asked first.
Yes.
We had just bought rings. We were in the car.
So romantic.
I know, we were in the car and she just proposed to me in the car,
So
in
romantic.
the dark.
You know what though? It's us. It's just 100% us. Super simple. Like, we don't need anything extravagant. And then we came home that night and Kylie
Grabbed Chipotle.
Kylie was at school somewhere. Kylie was somewhere, wasn't with us. That night we were eating Chipotle or getting ready to eat Chipotle, and then Cynthia had actually got Kylie a ring too and asked both of us to marry her. Our Chipotle dinner.
Like Chipotle with dinner trays in the living room, about to have dinner. Like, that's literally us. So couldn't have been
more perfect.
Yeah.
So a spin-off to that question, how long were we together before we decided that we wanted more kids? So we got together in 2014, so it'll be 6 years next month that we've been together. Wow. We got married in 2018. I feel like
it was more like,
it was about around the time that we got married, a little bit after the time we got married.
well, we had started talking about it before we got married.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to foster.
Yes.
And then we got married, and then
yeah, so I would say we were together about 4 years. What's funny is when we first got together, I didn't want more kids. I had Kylie, she was 9 when Cynthia first met her, and 10 when we got together. And I never had the idea of having more kids. I didn't like the idea of getting pregnant again. I did not enjoy pregnancy the first time. Although it was really easy, I just didn't enjoy it. And then Cynthia was always in a position where, you know, before her and I got together, she always said that she never wanted kids, never imagined having a family. So it was kind of just like, nah, we're good.
You know what it was? It was out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
Because the second that we started to be around kids and we started to, and I don't know, maybe that's how it works for everybody, but for us, that's definitely what it was when we got baby fever.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where we were like crying because we were just like we don't know.
Never gonna be possible.
Yeah, this is never gonna be a thing for us. Like, we don't even know where to start, and we couldn't fathom the idea of having kids. So when it all happened, it was just the best time, the best thing, and just everything kind of fell into place. It's really all.
Now the big question that everybody wants to know. Do we want more kids? We just finished having this conversation, actually, because we got a letter from the doctor's office that did my procedure, because they still have 2 vials of the sperm that we had bought, and we either need to basically renew the storage, which is pay the money that it costs to renew the storage, or they can dispose of it. So we sat down and we had a conversation about whether or not we wanted more babies, and we decided.
We had so many things to consider because I've never given birth to any children before, but I also have no interest in doing that. I am a mom. Times four, and I can die happy. Let's just put it that way. I feel like I am full. We decided that if someday we wanted to expand our family, there are plenty of children out there who need love, and we are happy to take in any children. But to have to go through this process again and me be pregnant and have a baby, that's not something that we want to do. If in the future our family's in a spot where we can, then we'll foster, we'll adopt, we'll do something.
Yeah, and I think we should probably give you some background as to why we kind of decided. You know, Cynthia's side of it is, you know, she has no desire to do it. One of the other concerns that we had was my age. I'm 10 years older than she is, so I don't. Sounds very selfish, but I don't want to continue to keep starting over and have to wait to, you know, have our lives together, just us. We want to be able to raise our kids, get them to be
the best humans they can be,
contributing to society in the best way possible. have their own families, and then we want to be able to do the things that we want to do as a couple. And the more that if we continue to have these kids, it's just going to prolong that time that we get to do that, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. But I don't, if we were to have more kids, it would have to happen like now. And the reality is I still have, you know, so much love and excitement for these three that we have as babies, and Kylie turning 16 and getting her light. Like, there's so many things that are happening in our lives that the last thing I want to do is take away from any of that stuff by bringing another baby into this world and then not sucking up the time that we would be spending with these other kids.
We basically got the juggling down. Like, we can juggle pretty good, and we're afraid that if we throw something in there right now, we're just not going to be able to handle it.
And I think the other thing to add is that we also talked about, like, let's say that in a year or two, you know, we're like, man, we made the wrong decision. We do want more babies. It's not off the table 100%. We just have to know that we may or may not be able to get the same, you know, sperm donor. So that's really the biggest piece of, at this point, we're set that we don't want more babies, but it's, you know, if for any reason that changes, we still have the option to have more kids, or at least try.
Had we only had one, we probably would be on the path to have more as we speak.
Already, yeah.
But because we got 3, there's so much love to give.
Yeah. Let me cross that big question off of there.
Sorry, Mister, I scared him. Sorry, dude, sorry.
Okay, so the question is, what are some of the good and bad parts about trying to vlog our life? Bad parts, it's hard when you have 3 one-year-old children. Before, it was obviously they were younger, but luckily they're less needy, but in the sense of needing you every second of the day, but they're also more fun. So I know that that's something that we could probably share with you guys, but when it comes to in the moment, it's hard to be able to just be like, oh, grab the camera and set it up. And I think the other part that I personally think about all the time is it's the same thing over and over. Who's gonna wanna see that? So for me, I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Our days are like, to the T, our routine every day is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
We are just wearing different clothes, and the babies
sometimes not even that. Just kidding.
The babies are acting, you know, maybe a little more crabby one day, a little less crabby the other, but our Monday through Friday, for the most part, looks exactly the same. So trying to vlog something, eventually it's just gonna look like
we just copied it.
Groundhog Day. Yeah. It's just the same thing.
And I think obviously with everything happening with COVID-19 and all of that, like it's made it harder than it was. Who knows when that's gonna go away, and who knows what it's gonna look like for us. So it's really hard for us because, you know, we try to think about new content, and, you know, like we have all the routine stuff that we can do,
but we also don't want to our lives to turn into this, like, let's go out and do things that we would never do just for content, because that's not who we are. We want to be open and honest and real, and the reality is we don't really do much.
And we're not those people that are gonna do like pranks or challenges or whatever. Like, I think when it comes to like Kylie, she's wanted to do some challenges and stuff like that, and we're open to doing stuff with her like that, but that's not like an everyday or every vlog kind of content. And so for us, it's hard to come up with ideas of like, what do you want to see? And, you know, you guys are like, to show us what you do every day, but legitimately it will be, you will see the same thing every single day with us wearing different clothes. The end.
Yeah, the other hard part is that I have a full-time job. She was working part-time for the longest time. These guys are a full-time job and some, and then Kylie, and then somebody's got to cook, and somebody's got to clean, and somebody's got to go grocery shopping, and somebody's got to organize their clothes and do laundry and all of that. So when we film and when we edit and all of that, it's so hit and miss. Like, I can say tonight, after the babies go to sleep, I'm gonna edit a vlog, I'm gonna upload it, and we're gonna be done. And then tonight, Jordan doesn't want to go to sleep. She's fussing. She needs like 3 rounds of bottles, and we have to hold her until she falls asleep, and then we have to come back down to a dirty kitchen, and it's just, it gets really crazy sometimes. Other days and other weeks, it's pretty easy and standard. We put them up, we can sit down and we can watch a show and then go to sleep.
Yeah, so I'd say the good part about it is these are things that we get to show them as they get older. They can see themselves as babies and as they grow up. I will tell you that when I agreed to do this with Cynthia, I wasn't thinking anything behind it. I remember for the longest time who am I kidding? I still am super awkward, and like every once in a while I get uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Look at how I look or whatever. But what I've realized is that our story is different and it's unique. And some of the stuff that we have to share is almost unheard of to find, especially like honesty behind it. And so if our story can give people hope or give people information or
just an insight
or even just make somebody's day, I think that's probably the biggest good out of this. Yes, it's great that they're gonna get to see their whole lives basically, but for me it's I needed this today, or I get so excited when I see your videos because I know how genuine you guys are. Mister, it's okay, they're playing with toys. Or somebody reaching out to us saying like, your vlogs have given me hope that my wife and I can get pregnant, or my girlfriend and I, or my husband and I can get pregnant, and there's other options. And so for me, I think that's what the good is. And I'll tell you, I used to find that when oh, by the way, I stopped teaching Zumba a while ago. I kind of lost that passion and that desire for it. But that's why I did that, is I would have people come up to me and say, come into your class every week. It gives me
a break,
and it allows me just to kind of release and get rid of all the stress. And
I feel so good.
I feel so great. Yeah, like thank you so much. And you're so, you're so excited about it. And that's the kind of stuff that I need in my life. And so that's why I did that. And so not teaching Zumba, like having this extra thing that I can see kind of the fruits of your labor, I guess is the right term. That's the good I see in it. Let's see. What's our favorite color? What's your favorite color?
Red.
Mine's purple. Kylie's, it depends on the day.
Yellow, turquoise.
Purple.
That's all I got.
Yellow, turquoise.
Purple.
I'm just kidding. It used to be purple. Yellow, turquoise. The babies don't have favorite colors, but we've assigned them colors, and they've had kind of those colors ever since the beginning. Jordan was purple, Alex was pink, Grayson was blue.
They don't always have purple, so for some reason Jordan's always the default. Whatever's not pink and blue.
Yeah,
that's Jordan.
It's
she could be
green.
orange, green, or purple.
Yeah. So they don't have favorite colors. We'll let you know once they've decided what their favorite color is. What's everyone's favorite food?
Sushi.
Enchiladas.
I'm not picky at all. I can eat anything.
Kylie's. We already put Kylie's. Or no, we haven't put Kylie's.
I think I have a clip.
You might have it, but if we don't, it's pizza and fries
together as a meal.
As a meal. The baby's favorite food. So they love pizza too. Don't worry, we don't give it to them all the time. We give it to them, every couple weeks or every 3 weeks or something like that. We let them eat it for dinner.
And lately, home style meatballs.
They love them. They also like rotisserie chicken. And they love veggies. It's so weird because I like corn, but that's it.
Jordan loves carrots and Alex likes peas.
And she likes celery. She likes cooked celery.
Grayson
likes both. He kind of is a weird guy in the sense that like
depends
one day,
yeah.
he wants is veggies, the next day all he wants is meat. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we laugh because we say sometimes Grayson's a vegetarian.
Yeah. And then the next day he's fine. They love Lunchables too. That's one of their favorite meals, I think. Mister's favorite food is whatever the babies drop. Are we gonna get the triplets names tattooed on us?
I'm gonna need my whole back.
So we had talked about not necessarily their names, but possibly initials. I actually have Kylie's name on my foot, and I assumed that she was gonna be my only kid, so I was like, yeah, no big deal. I'm gonna tattoo her name on my foot. And now I'm like,
foot.
Yeah, take the whole foot, literally. It's the whole foot, not her name. Her name's on there with some other stuff, but now I'm like, well, crap, I gotta get the other kids tattooed on me somehow.
And then I joked that I was gonna get the same tattoo that Candice has on her foot, just somewhere else, of Kylie. And then we're somehow gonna tie in the babies in there. But I don't know.
We'll see.
Kylie also wants us to wait until she's 18 so that when she goes to get her first tattoo, it's like a matching tattoo with all of us. And it's something like that, like about our family or something.
We did that one. Do we worry about putting our kids through college and retirement?
Honestly,
I don't have time for that right now.
I was gonna say, honestly, we talk about it here and there, like we're like, oh my gosh, 3 cars, 3 cell phones, 3 college tuitions, but that's so far down the road. And I told her that we're gonna be millionaires by the time that I turn 30. I'm 28.
Please share our videos. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
I told her that at that point we're not gonna have to worry about it because we're gonna be rich.
I just say these kids better be freaking smart so they can get some damn scholarships, or they better be really good at sports, because there's no way we can afford 3. And retirement, I mean, I'm good with living in a tent on the beach, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, we said we were gonna buy or build a tiny house on the beach, just her and I, and we're gonna live there. And if we want the kids to come over, they're just gonna have to camp out outside.
Or they better be rich and have like an RV or something, whatever they want.
Or they can buy like a big house.
Yeah.
Next to our tiny house.
Yes. Yes. So the answer is no. We don't worry about it, because the reality is there isn't much we can do about it now. Saving obviously is what we could do, but if we're being honest, we don't have money
enough
to save
yet. So
with me losing my part-time job, even we're lucky that we had 4 kids to claim on taxes. Let's just say that, because that's the extra money that we're using to get us through life. And
we're not worth much right now.
We're not. And our teenagers driving, so
a lot of love. We're worth a lot of love.
Car insurance. So don't let your kids drive.
Yeah.
What's it like to be a mom to 4 kids? Do you have any advice? Don't buy a toy box that can collapse, because it's collapsed.
It's on its side and oh no, it's like full on.
No, it's on its side. It's still on its side, but it's dented.
All right.
No,
that thing's not even like 5 months old.
No, pretty sure we got it like 2 months ago. Where are you, Alex?
No, advice for
no, Silver's out.
For parents.
I think she's like right here.
Yeah, the tag's in the way. Advice for parents.
Oh no, she's in the toy box.
Inside. Shoot, I see her head. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, she's in the toy box.
She's like, hello.
I was like, oh, she's back here.
Wow.
No, look at her.
I see her head.
Nice.
Her little curly hair.
She's in the toy box.
Not too close.
Oh, she's out now.
Okay.
Well, Alex was in the toy box.
Advice to parents of 4, or just advice to parents. Take one day at a time. I think we answered this one.
No, we didn't.
Take one day at a time. Don't focus on what other kids their same age are doing. You do your thing. Do your best. Give them all the love and support that you can, and everything else will fall into place.
I think for me, the support one is huge. And obviously at least these 3 are little enough that like we support them in like walking, crawling, whatever, like yay,
I
right?
support your decision to throw that meatball.
Yeah. But I think about Kylie specifically, because she's old enough that she can make some decisions, good, bad, whatever. But I think that's one of the things that my mom and my dad did for me, was support me regardless of how stupid my decision was or how great my decision was. Is I had that love and support from them no matter what. I got their opinions, I got their concerns, I got their I don't want you to's or whatever, but whatever I decided, they backed me up 100%. I've always told Kylie that I will try to teach her the right decisions to make, but ultimately she's gonna make those decisions, and whatever she decides, I'm gonna support her. If it's the wrong decision, I'm gonna stand by her and I'm gonna teach her why it was wrong, or help her understand why it was wrong, and then we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna continue to love and support her regardless.
The other thing I wanted to say that I've learned a lot with Kylie, and weirdly enough, it applies to the kids too, but pick your battles.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You don't have to mold your kids after every wrongdoing, because you're just nagging at that point. With us, we've just learned that we pick our battles. Some we win, some we lose some, but if you choose the right ones or the bigger ones, then hopefully all the other ones will follow.
Yeah. What advice do we have for our younger selves?
This is gonna sound really cliche, but save your money.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I remember I was always that like hot hand. I have
me
money.
too. Me too.
I'm gonna go spend it, and it got me cool stuff. But a lot of times, like it was nothing that I really had to kind of
Show
I had nothing.
for it.
Yeah, I had nothing to show for all of that. I just kind of spent it on food and junk.
For me, and again, I think these sound cliche because you say them and you're like, oh my gosh, like stop worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet.
You're still learning that.
I'm still learning that, but I think I've spent so much of my life worried about, well, what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if this happens, and what if that happens, that it's given me so much heartache and stress that's unnecessary, and just
one wrinkle right here that you probably didn't need.
Just deal with it as it happens. And again, going back to that support, like make sure you have a support system, because if you're not stressing about that stuff, you may not necessarily be completely prepared for stuff that happens, but that's okay, because I think the more that you stress about things that haven't happened, the more like unhappy your life is. And I know that sounds silly, but if I'm always worried about what's going to happen with these kids, I'm not going to enjoy the moments that are happening now. Who is the happiest of the 3 babies? Honestly, they're all pretty happy babies.
But if you had to pick one,
I can't pick one.
if you had to,
Or what?
yeah, I'm just saying.
Have to or what? What's the or what?
I don't know, just pick one. For the most part, if somebody said this is a happy bubble, and most days and most times, who do you put in this bubble?
Probably Alex.
How funny.
You too?
No.
Who do you think?
Jordan. Jordan's a happy kid.
She's a super happy kid. But what's funny is I think, well, and maybe it's because Alex is always smiling.
Yeah.
And she also thinks I'm really funny, so I think that's why I'm hilarious. But Jordan doesn't always like have a smile on her face, but she's
content, I think.
Yeah, she's always like, I'm just gonna walk around, do my own thing. And then some days I'm like, man, dude, you're like Grayson, you're in the best mood I've ever seen ever of any baby. And so it depends on the day, but I would say if I had to choose one right now, I'd say Alex, just because she's always got a smile on her face. But she's also the crybabiest. What have we done to try to get them to sleep longer stretches? I think it's a combination of eating regular food, so solid food, in addition to them playing a lot more and just being more active.
Wearing themselves out.
So they're wearing themselves out, because even, oh shoot, we gotta go put them down for a nap, speaking of. Because even during nap times, we've seen a huge difference in how they've been acting. Just in general, they go down a lot easier. Knock on wood. There's wood in here somewhere. So I think that's a combination of what it is.
We put the babies down for a nap. They're gonna yell for a while, so.
If our life was a TV movie, who would we want to play us?
We thought about it, and it's really hard to think of people when you don't watch that much TV or movies. So we thought this would be a fun game for you to play, and assign a actress for Candice, one for myself, and one for Kylie.
We decided that the babies and Mr. will play themselves.
That's right. So let us know who you think would play us, and yeah.
Aside from our Swivy seats, our feeding chairs that we use, what is our most useful, or what are our most useful items that we've found throughout from birth to now?
Now, the Wonderfold wagon. As much as I hate to admit it, that thing is amazing. And I hate to admit it only because everybody would talk about it, and I'm like, okay, it can't be that great. It is. It's
pricey, but if you can get it during a sale, or they have actually authorized vendors, is that right? Authorized dealers or something like that. So they have other people that are allowed to sell their products for them. And a lot of times you can find they're doing a huge sale or something like that. We actually got ours at 30% off, so we got really lucky. That's why we actually bought it, is because it was so, yeah, maybe it was 20%. I don't know, there was a huge discount on it, so we bought it. Well worth it. It's a little bulky compared to our triple stroller, which we also love.
It was a Zoe
triple stroller. We love it. They have a double stroller, they have a single stroller. What's funny is we love that stroller because it's so lightweight and it's so easy to maneuver.
And compact.
And very compact, yeah. So it's a lot more bulky, but they can sit in it, they can stand in it. Like it's it's amazing.
That I really like the IKEA high chairs that we have because they're so easy to wipe. They're light, and you can spray them off outside if you want
cheap.
to.
Not like cheaply made, but inexpensive. You can stack them when they don't have the trays on them. You can also take them apart if you want to take them with you. You can take the legs off, take the trays off. Easy to put away.
There's an not an indoor. There's a larger playpen that we bought that we really liked. We recently bought a bigger one, but something like one of those like
a portable playpen.
8-panel, I don't know what they're called, like 6-panel or 8-panel playpen. The link's in the description, but that thing has come in handy when we're outside or when we're inside and we don't necessarily want to put up all the other like play things that we have. You just set it up. It's like a pop-up play area, super easy to set up, throw them in there, and we're good. But those have all been like the bigger things that we're super grateful for, and honestly couldn't really do without.
Our last and final question: have we traveled outside of the U.S. before the babies were born? Have we ever been to New Zealand, Australia, or Hawaii? If not, which place would you like to go and why? Yes, we have traveled outside of the United States to Mexico numerous times.
Before the babies.
Cynthia's family actually lives, some of them still live in Mexico, but every year before the babies, we would go to Mexico and to the beach to hang out with her family. So yes, the answer is yes, we've traveled outside the United States. Have we been to Hawaii, Australia, or New Zealand? No. Where would we like to go and why? All of them, because we love to be able to travel everywhere and anywhere. The biggest obstacle for us, even before the babies, has always been finances. It's expensive to travel, and we've always, had our own place, and we've had our own cars, and we've had all that, which pretty much takes up all of our income. So if money wasn't an obstacle, we would, and COVID-19 wasn't here, we would have been traveling by now. We actually joked about getting a RV and just... Yeah, so we said that when Kylie graduates high school, which is in 2022, we have 2 years before the babies
start kindergarten.
So we decided that for that 2 years, Kylie can go to online college and we can just travel
as a family. And just kind of take our shenanigans on the road, which would be a lot of fun. But a lot of things have to kind of fall into place before we can make that happen. Obviously with my full-time job right now it could work because I'm working from home, but
that could not be the case.
Yeah, if I have to go back into the office, then that's going to be an issue. So we are hoping that we can figure out a way to, one, be able to buy an RV, and two, live in a way that allows us to be able to travel for 2 years and it not be a problem.
So we generally, when we think about traveling in general, we tend to lean toward anywhere that has like beaches or lakes or water. I love the beach, I love the ocean, I love lakes. I'm okay with, I'm not, like if you gave me the choice of a beach or the ocean or a lake, I would choose the ocean. But anything with water really is what we usually lean towards. Anything that's warm. I hate the cold. I always have. Cynthia's okay with the cold. She's fine with like 70-degree weather, and I think that's too cold, but
if I could decide, if I could pick the forecast every day, I would make it so that it was sunny, but like 60s or 70s.
Oh, no.
That would be perfect.
See, I'm okay with like 80 to 85 and sunny.
60 to 70 Fahrenheit, guys.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Fahrenheit. 70 or 80 to 85 is like the sweet spot for me. But anything over 85, I'm like, it's too hot. And not windy.
Anything above, honestly for me, anything above 75, and I think that's pushing it, I am not a fan of. It's too hot. We went on a cruise and we loved it, so I think eventually we'd love to do that again because that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so if we do, if we end up going RVing in 2022, second part of 2022, let us know where you are and we'll swing by.
Not overseas though.
No, unless by 2022 they invent the flying RV.
I think that's it. That's all the questions.
We're done with our question and answer video.
Now that we've taken the time to answer all the previous questions that you guys have sent us, sorry it took us so long. I promise we plan to do this time and time again. But now that we've answered all the previous questions, something that you'll see more often on our Instagram is we'll just say ask us anything and we'll answer in the moment. I feel like that's a little bit easier. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do. It's at @Shenanigans. It'll show you actually how to spell it, all of that on the last page. That way you guys can kind of get those questions out in real time. We'll probably do it once every month or something like that, just to kind of make it a frequent thing. And then lastly, if there's anything that you guys want to see, again, I know that we said that we basically do the same thing every day, but if there's something specific that you guys want us to show you, let us know.
And we will do it.
Well, we're gonna do our best to do it.
Anything else?
No.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We're officially done with the Q&A.
Hallelujah.
Confetti. We love you guys.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next one.
And we'll check our TikTok.
Okay. Hi.
Edit.
I can't. When you're you just, okay, I'm blushing even.
Continue.
Now I know what actors go through.
That piece out.
The second that I think of finishing that sentence, I just die. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, next question.
I'm gonna go said it better myself.
You could have probably said it less wordy.
I doubt it.
Again. I know you're editing. I love you.